Jayson Tatum is a very good NBA player. Yeah, not the intro you were expecting. Jayson Tatum is in fact such a good NBA player that he's kind of a meme at this point because every time he has a birthday, you get a million Celtics fans fapping all over themselves going, "Oh, Jayson Tatum, he's only 22 guys and he's already a superstar. He's better than Ben Simmons." Oh. Like they're friggin' ridiculous. Seriously, y'all need to chill out. But in all seriousness, Jayson Tatum is a very good player. Alright? A very good player. A deserving all-star. Debatably, the best player on his team, although Jaylen Brown has made it pretty competitive this season. So why am I here to tell you that he's overrated? Well, the reason is because even though Jayson Tatum is a very good player, he is not as good of a player as many people think that he is. Is this confusing you? Hopefully not, it's a pretty simple concept, but let me go into more details in case you are confused. Jayson Tatum this season is averaging a very nice 25, 6, and 4, along with 2 turnovers, on 45% from the field, 38% from 3, and 87% from the free throw line. Those are very solid numbers. They're definitely the numbers of an all-star, and maybe even the numbers of an all-NBA player. However, they are not the numbers of an NBA superstar, and in my opinion, they are not even the numbers of a top 15 player in the NBA. And let me tell you why. Because I think that the general consensus among NBA fans is that Jayson Tatum is somewhere around the 13th to the 12th best player in the NBA. We're not going to count Celtics fans here because I think most Celtics fans would tell you he's a top 10 player, somewhere around number 9 or number 10. And, you know, they're biased. He's a guy on their team. Whatever, they like him more than most people. But even the general NBA, even those who have him somewhere around 12 or 13, which, for the record, is where I had him coming into this season, I think those people have not properly adjusted their beliefs in how good Jayson Tatum is, and because of that, he is an overrated player. In my opinion, Jayson Tatum is somewhere much closer to about the 18th best player in the NBA, maybe even as low as the 20th. Now, that's not a huge gap or anything, it's only about 8 places, but still, it matters when you're talking about the best players in the whole league. It does matter who you're putting him over. So I just want to let you all know why I do not believe that Jayson Tatum should be considered a top 15 player in the NBA right now, and certainly should not be considered a true superstar at the moment. So let's go back to the stats, because normally I think you could make the argument, if you're looking at a guy like Bradley Beal, for instance, or Karl Anthony Towns, these are players who are not leading their teams to great win percentages, and even though the Celtics are technically in the playoffs, they're the 8th seed, so they're not really winning, and I believe they actually have a losing record at the moment after Joel Embiid freaking dominated them the other day. But it's hard to blame this too much on Jayson Tatum, because that whole team is just kind of a mess. I'm sure you've seen other NBA YouTubers over the last day or two make videos about it. They're having all kinds of issues. Their defense is having problems, which Jayson Tatum is a bit of a part of. They're having injury issues, which Jayson Tatum is once again a part of. Kemba Walker hasn't been playing that well. Marcus Smart's missed a lot of time. The coaching's a little off. Danny Ainge hasn't been that good. They just have, like, so many weird little issues that keep adding up and keeping the team from being anything really all that close to a contender, despite their talent. So I'm not going to blame that all on Jayson Tatum, and I'm not going to put the win solely on him, but I am going to explain how he contributes to an extent to that problem. So let's look at his stats again, alright? First of all, 4.2 assists per game is what Jayson Tatum is averaging this year. That's a solid number, and it's by far the best number of his career, 1.2 above his previous season high last season, which was 3 assists a game. Many Celtics fans and NBA fans in general have been saying what a good playmaker Jayson Tatum is this year, and I think they're overselling it a bit. Now, yes, he is having the best playmaking/passing season of his career, but he's also having a career high in turnovers with 2.5. 2.5 turnovers to 4 assists is not exactly what we call a good assist-turnover ratio, okay? You do not see Chris Paul having, more than 50% of his assists turn into turnovers. But that's what we have Jayson Tatum do. And even though he's not expected to be the main playmaker, he really needs to get that turnover ratio down to less than 50% of his passing ratio, because it's just not very good right now. So that's one problem. Next up is the defense. Jayson Tatum is currently having the worst box plus minus on defense of his career with negative 0.4. Not an atrocious number by any means, but it's the first time in his career he's been a negative on defense. Now, before, somebody kills me, I know this is one advanced stat. And I know that Jayson Tatum is not even having the worst defensive season of his career, but I do think he is not nearly as good on defense as he should be. And it's not because when he's trying he isn't that good, the issue is when he doesn't try. We see Jayson Tatum do this a lot in games, and other people have said it. Rusty Buckets just said it yesterday, so I'm just going to repeat what he said pretty much word for word. Jayson Tatum tends to just go 10 to 12 minutes a night without trying, and this is a Celtics-wide problem. The whole team does it, but you really, really see it with Jayson Tatum. I feel like he's worse than anyone else on the team, and you can just see it. You can just see he stops giving a shit. I have no idea why. I don't know if the man's sitting there and he's like in his own head. I don't know if he's thinking about his girlfriend. I really don't know what's going on with this dude, but I know that he looks out of it for a full quarter at a time most games, and it really affects his defense. He just becomes kind of slow, he stops paying attention, and it leads to the whole defense breaking down. Now, the Celtics defense has plenty of other issues, so this is not purely on Tatum. It's just something I want to point out when I say that Jayson Tatum is overrated, because I think many people believe him to be a borderline all-defense team candidate, and some people believe he's a better defender than Jaylen Brown, and I just gotta say that's straight cap. Jayson Tatum at his best is not a better defender than Jaylen Brown, but he's definitely worse with this issue where he just randomly stops trying. This goes into his offense as well, where he just stops moving around, he stops being aggressive, and he just kind of lets the offense stagnate, because with Kemba Walker's issues, you can't have Jayson Tatum also sitting there and not doing anything. You need him to pick up his teammates' slack, like he should be able to, because he's a very good player, but he just doesn't. Alright? He just doesn't. The last big issue, and the issue that I think is the biggest problem with Jayson Tatum right now, is his efficiency. Now, 45% from the field and 38% from 3 are not bad numbers whatsoever, and 87% from the free throw line is a very, very good number, especially for a forward. But Jayson Tatum is 6'8", and when you look at other players his size who are ranked similarly to him, he doesn't have very good field goal percentage. Now, at the rim, 0 to 3 feet, he shoots 71%. Great number. From three-point range, 38%. Very good number, but not as good as it could be, and we'll get to that in a minute. And from 16 to 16 to three-point line, feet, what am I saying? From 16 feet to the three-point line, he shoots 44%, which is also a very solid number and the best of his career. Not amazing or anything, not Chris Paul levels, but a very solid number. However, when we look at 3 to 10 feet, he only shoots 40%. When we look at 10 to 16 feet, he only shoots 39%. These are not great numbers, and they're numbers that are pretty consistent with him his entire career. In fact, from 3 to 10 feet, his career average is 35% from the field. Why the hell is this? It's because Jayson Tatum's kinda soft, and I know Celtics fans are gonna come at my throat right now, but hear me out, because you know it's true. Take it from someone who is a Sixers fan and who has to watch Ben Simmons do everything he possibly can to avoid going to the free throw line, okay? This man avoids contact, and Jayson Tatum does the exact same thing. You see him drive to the basket, and instead of using his big 6'8" muscular body to get to the fricking free throw line while finishing, he goes out of his way to avoid the contact and to take a tougher shot, leading to a worse field goal percentage and hurting the team's overall offense. The difference here is Ben Simmons is a terrible free throw shooter, although he is slightly improving, ever so slowly. Please God, Ben, the man missed 4 free throws in a row the other day. Ugh. We're not here to rant about Ben Simmons, though. Jayson Tatum is an 87% free throw shooter. He does not have an excuse to be afraid to get to the line. I have no idea what this thing is with him, but it's been this way for his entire career, with the exception of his first playoff series against LeBron James. In that series, he sure as hell wasn't scared of contact, but in every other situation for his career, he doesn't want to get hit, he doesn't want to run into players, and it makes him take tougher shots. It's very problematic that this dude only shoots 4 free throws a game, when he should very easily be shooting 6 or 7, in my opinion, considering his talent. It's a head case thing, it's a mental thing, and he needs to get it together. There's really no reason for this, Tatum. Draw some more fouls, dude. You've clearly got the skill to make the free throws. The other last thing with his efficiency is his three-point percentage, and his overall percentage is 38%, but that's a drop from last year when he shot 40%. So why did it fall? Because his corner three-point percentage has gone from 41% last season to 33% this season. I have no idea why it's dropped so much. I'm not, enough of an expert on this. I haven't watched enough Celtics games. All I can tell you is that his corner three-point percentage is not very good, even though it's generally considered the easiest three-point percentage shot. A lot of players get it when they're open, and he's just bricking these shots. I don't know what it is, but he shot way better for it the rest of his career. Hell, as a rookie, he shot 56% on quarter three-pointers, on more attempts. So I don't know what's going on, Tatum. I don't know what's going on, but you need to get that together. Now let me reiterate what I started with. Jayson Tatum is a good NBA player, a very good NBA player, but he is not a superstar. He has not reached that level. If he can fix these issues, if he can continue to improve his playmaking, if he can continue to improve his defense and just stay active on that end, if he can continue to improve his efficiency and draw more contact, Jayson Tatum can be a superstar. He can be the player that many of us believe he will be one day, a legitimate top 10 player in the NBA. My belief is that Jayson Tatum is basically going to be prime Paul George one day, with a little bit better, if that makes sense, like a little bit better version of prime Paul George. That's what I see Jayson Tatum as being, and that is a legitimate superstar player. We're talking MVP Paul George here. This dude could potentially win an MVP one day, but he has to fix these problems, and until he does, I cannot tell you that Jayson Tatum is a superstar or he is a top 15 player, and I don't believe you should think of him that way either. Had to get a drink of water there because my voice is freaking cracking right now, and it's still cracking actually. I just got out of a Zoom class not long ago, so my voice is just gone, y'all. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you understand, I'm not hating on Jayson Tatum here. Yeah, I don't like his team, the Celtics, but let me tell you, I wish the dude was on the Sixers, and I hate that we drafted Markelle Fultz over him. I do like Jayson Tatum, and I want him to succeed, preferably on a different team than the C's. So please, Tatum, listen to my advice and become a better player. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and keep watching my videos. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.